This is your automatic call return service. The last calling number was 1666 666 666 Star 69 was written and directed by El Blasi. That sounds like the name of a mob boss's daughter, so I can only assume that some contingent of the Italian mob funded this movie and used it as a tax write-off, and hopefully whacked everybody that had anything to do with it. The plot, such as it is, involves the concept of Star 69. If you're like me, and I know I am, you may remember when Star 69 came around. Basically, if you missed a phone call, you could dial Star 69, pay 25 cents, 50 cents, 75 cents, up to $1, up to $2 million. I kid. The fees would go up depending on how often you used it in a particular month or quarterly period. It really depended on your area. And always make sure to be careful when you Star 69 yours or anyone's area. Nevertheless, you would find out who called you. Or if you got a prank call, you can Star 69 and call them and prank them back. But if you try to do that to the people that Star 69 anyone in this, you are going to have dire consequences, meaning you head-to-head in the form of stretched out scenes like Taffy was left in a lava flow to the point is stretched out so goddamn much. Or really, really bad writing, really, really bad acting, and also somehow, despite the fact they stretched out all these scenes, they managed to shoehorn a bunch of stuff in at the end because they realized, oh shit, we had all these establishing shots. This movie is an hour and 45 minutes long with about enough fucking material for 40. And they said, sure, that's good enough. Let's just throw everything in. Look, I understand that some people want to get their concepts on film, and some ideas may sound good in your head. There are a couple neat little ideas, nothing wholly original, but the idea of this film is fine. And even being an indie horror movie, that's okay. That's totally fine. But sometimes people need to be saved from themselves, and this movie should have been saved from itself. I hated this movie. And I understand that when you are a writer-director and you're trying to break into Hollywood however you can, sometimes you just have to go with whatever is given to you, go with a short-form concept, and try to stretch it out. Whatever you do, get your foot in the door. I have no problem with that. I hope that the director, writer, the actors, and everybody else go on to do bigger and better things. This movie is goddamn atrocious. It is one of the worst things I've seen this year, and it's available for about $4 or $5 on Amazon, which isn't the worst price. I paid more and gotten less. There is, or less out of the movie, that is. There is one particularly funny scene that I will talk about in the spoilers, but there really isn't much to spoil. Like, their Star 69 call has a ghostly boy that is warning people about something or killing them or doing a bunch of stuff or trying to basically say, hey, let's pick up the plot here. Let's do something. Basically, this boy is calling people and then people end up dead. Tina, meanwhile, had a car accident where she has lost a year of her memories. She has friends in some sense, except everybody in this movie doesn't seem to understand how to interact with any human and seems like they've never interacted with another human in their life. Also, I know that the film had a small budget, but good God, the camera is either 500% too close. The flashback scenes, such as they were, because this movie takes place in 2004, which kind of makes sense because Star 69 and cell phone technology and all that other stuff, and that laptop technology, good grief, that early 2000s computer tech. It sort of reminds me of Urban Legend Bloody Mary, except Urban Legend Bloody Mary looked like Citizen fucking Kane next to this. This movie was terrible. Absolutely terrible, and I'm sorry if anybody is watching this that had anything to do with it. I'm not blaming you. It's not that this movie was poorly executed, it's that this movie deserved to be executed. Behind the goddamn shed, like Old Yeller, except Old Yeller at least was an adorable little dog. There's a cat in one scene for about 5 seconds, and it's the best actor and the most fleshed out character in the goddamn movie. Yeah, there is literally nothing to this plot. I mean, they try to throw a few twists in, and there is one hilarious scene I will talk about in a little bit, but I'm watching this like, wait, something happened, please, something happened. Oh no, this movie is ass. It's sadly not even the worst thing I've seen this year. It's kind of on the same par as Hunting Souls, where the concept could not be met by the meager budget. Yeah, that's really about it. I mean, the music cues are shit, the acting's dog shit. Just it's all bad. It's really there are a couple pieces of dialogue I would like to point out. I couldn't take it anymore. It was one of the first lines I heard, and probably was a good summary of everybody that had anything to do with this movie. And also, I want to go. This is a mistake. That was about 35 minutes into the movie. And unfortunately, it didn't really get much better from there. Like I said, one hilarious scene halfway through, or a little over halfway through. If you've seen this movie, and I'm sorry if you have, you know what I'm talking about. Let's just say you'll never want to take a shower the same way again. And that's really all there is to it. So I'm going to get into spoilers here again. On Amazon for all of $4 to $5. And look, hopefully everybody involved goes on to do bigger and better things. This movie was shit. 3, 2, 1, spoilers. Okay, so the whole car accident that Tina suffered, well, she is trying to piece together some memories and everything. She's getting fleeting memories because she doesn't remember a whole lot of stuff. Her friends are a collection of goddamn idiots. The opening scene of this movie, by the way, is absolutely hilarious. This guy is writing a story. He is trying to send it on one of those Dell laptops that was thick enough that you could use it as a registered lethal weapon in 15 states. He's trying to send a story. Something about children. What the hell's going on? Well, he couldn't send it. Then he had to take the dog out. And apparently they lived next to some railroad tracks that seem to have no correlation with the house that they're at. The location scout must have been a drunk. And he ends up taking his dog, and this dog goes on the railroad tracks, and somehow the dog gets his leash wrapped around the goddamn thing. Like, wrapped around the track. Well, you want to free the dog, so he does free the dog. Except he has to go get a piece of glass out of the rocks because instead of unclasping the leash or unclasping the collar and grabbing the dog and taking it off, he decides to cut it in one of the stupidest things possible. Who thought this scene was a good idea? I just want to talk. And then he gets hit by a train. His name is Jason, and now that heavy rain meme is in my head forever. That's what ruined the movie Us briefly. Jason! Jason! Anyway, so Tina's all upset because Jason she was close to Jason. None of the relations in this movie, relationships or familial relations, actually matter. There is a young girl named Emma that is very, very sick and in a wheelchair, and her mother is trying to take care of her. They moved there a year ago to get away from the tragedy that they dealt with. The jump scares are ridiculous. This 911 operator automatically knows where this one girl is. After this other girl, she gets drawn to her closet. She's trying to send this story out. It's all back to this story. She gets dragged away by, Claude Rains, seemingly, because you actually don't get to see who it is. I guess it's a neat little camera trick, kind of. And then she's in the hospital all mangled up, and she's saying in her sleep, call back. No, don't call back. Arr. Everybody keeps the Star 6'9" concept almost gets forgotten about for like half the movie. Ironic for a movie called Star 6'9". It's like the Bye Bye Man, if the Bye Bye Man didn't have Jenna in it, and that was the very, very beautiful psychic girl that was in it, or woman, who really does have a lot. She was in Terrifier. Really, really good, and very good activist on social media. Anyway, so yeah. We flash back to the opening 10 minutes. We find out what happened on that fateful night. Tina pieces all this stuff together. Jason was on the Star 6'9" call, apparently. Something. And then they go to Dogewood Park, Much Park, such wow. They're at the Kite Festival. Why does this kite have something to do with it? She got this box of artifacts and this old camera that she actually took to this repair shop, but because it's 2004 and 1 Hour Photo had ceased to exist because that movie came out before 2004, I believe, this guy, who's actually creepier than Robin Williams in 2004, sorry, unnamed individual, but you were, he decides, hey, I'll develop it. It's going to take 4 or 6 weeks. I got to get the part, and then I got to repair it. Okay. It's back apparently when the Pony Express was doing mail in 2004. And they decide to go back to this old cabin. And then Tina wants to leave, justifiably. No, let's stay. We drove all the way up here. They stay in this creepy cabin that has this phone, and suddenly the phone is possessed, even though they disconnected from the wall. This Star 69, somebody's trying to warn him. There's this boy that keeps saying, windmill, help me, Spock, help me. And then this one caption absolutely made me laugh. Aggressive, ghostly roar. Why that made me laugh, I don't know. So, they get helped out by a mysterious stranger after their tire goes flat, and then they're smash cut to the hotel. They are literally in the motel like 5 seconds later after walking through the woods. So you have these long, drawn-out driving scenes that go absolutely nowhere. These long panning shots, and you can't maybe say, "Yeah, I'll drive you there." Did the guy have not have a license, and you couldn't show him driving to the goddamn motel? Why the hell did you exclude that? Yet you include a whole bunch of other shit. Then we get a research scene. There's a Raggedy Ann doll there in a corner. Kill it, burn it. Make it cease to exist. Dolls are creepy and should therefore be eradicated. So, Amy apparently passed on screen the one that got her face torn up in the closet while 911 operators were on the phone with her. And then they talked to the sick girl. And apparently Emma's just fine. She's getting better gradually, maybe, kind of, sort of. She flashes back to certain things while another girl is taking a shower. And this is where the funny scene comes in. She is taking a shower. Apparently the shower has absolutely the worst goddamn leaks in the world. It's got 1950s tiles. It doesn't even look like it's been renovated since the Hoover administration, and maybe even before that. And she slips on the shower and hits and splits her coochie on the goddamn door track. Ouch, that would definitely hurt. So she's crying out. That makes sense. And then the demon, for whatever reason, decides to slam the shower door in her face. It slams the shower door in her face. It was hilarious. I don't know why it was so funny to me, but it just was. That was the one good... That made the few bucks that I plunked down worth it. Even though I hated this movie, that made it worth it. Bravo to whoever came up with that and whoever put that scene together. You had one bright spot in that whole goddamn thing. She was killed by a shower door. They are fighting over shampoo. Anybody that gets that, I love you. So, more flashbacks. We then have more talks with Emma. We find out that the whole Star 69 was due to a particular town, and that has to do with the Kite Festival. And there's a collection of Snapple caps off any size jug, bottle, or jar. And they really, really work. Good old MST3K. Emma provided exposition. So much exposition. Good grief, that was a lot of exposition. And then the mother says, well, you can't talk to my daughter anymore because you scared her and traumatized her and everything. But Tina is trying to find out answers. $1.85 for gas, I noted. My God, those were the days. Couldn't even get $1. You can't get much for $1.85 worth of gas now. And apparently that kid Jonathan died in the end. Oh man, he died last year. God, nobody told me I died last year. What the hell? So, him and his mother were killed in a car wreck. But he's been doing the ghost calls, so clearly he is pissed off. And it turns out that what happened is the accident was actually a cover-up. Charlie, who's her boyfriend, an idiot boyfriend, I must say, and Tina, they were drinking, and she was falling asleep at the wheel, and they wrecked into a couple people. It happened to be Jonathan and his mother. And then, the dad helps cover it up, along with the cop. That's her uncle. All this stuff is thrown at us within, 2 minutes. You had long, stretched-out scenes of pointless shit, and you slam all this in. Okay. This thing had any more Pace issues, it would have not even been sponsored by Pace Picante Sauce. Wait, New York City? But anyway, it is from New York City. Well, New York State. So, Charlie didn't tell her. And the mother was doing so well, according to the dad. They tell the dad what happened, and they're thinking everything's all right. The mother was doing so well. Turned out the mother was not doing well. They see a bunch of pictures of kids on the wall. Those are our star angels. It turns out that the mother was poisoning the children. The mother was the teacher's aide. Why? I don't know. She was mentally ill. That was actually the excuse they used. And then Tina finds out this research, COS, Children of Stars. It was something that Jason was working on. Jason! So she has to have the story published. But if you publish the story, you die. All right. That's not how journalism works. But nevertheless, she tells Charlie, oh no, we can't publish the story. I need to publish the story, but we can't because somebody will die. Fine. Don't do it. Let's just leave it alone. Okay, shove out the door. I'll do it. Within 30 seconds. Does that, and then he ends up getting killed after publishing the story. But then the children's lives are not saved. They are basically, their memories honored. Emma's going to recover. Everything's fine with Tina and her dad, who divorced or left her mom while she was sick, apparently learning from Dr. Seuss. Read up on that, kids. And that's it. That is literally what happened in this movie. Nothing. Absolutely nothing. It's a goddamn F. This movie's terrible. I don't know why I went on about it so long. This movie had absolutely nothing. Yeah, I just had to rant plenty about the dialogue. This is dog shit. I am sorry to anybody if they think that I'm taking this personally. I'm not, but this movie was shit. F. Absolute F. On my worst movies of the year list. Not the worst. Because this movie, it was at least trying. It in the shower scene. I can't put the movie too high on my list because somebody was killed by a shower door. Bravo, you had more of that shit, I might have enjoyed it. Agree, disagree what I said? Like, share, subscribe, Twitter handle in the description. I'm Charm Ritlin. I'll see you soon.